So hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In the previous few videos, we started with the window functions. We learned about the over clause, partition by, ranking, then lag function, lead function. And in the previous video also learned about the nth value function, n tile, first value and last value. So today we are going to use all of these functions and try to build very commonly requested reports in real analytics work. That is nothing but running totals and moving averages. So today also I'm going to use the same database that we have already used in the Windows function demo. Here I'm going to use the sales table. So in the sales table, we have sale ID, salesperson, region, sale date and amount. So let's get started with the first question, that is about running totals. So in our first video of Windows function, where we learned about how we can use order clause inside the over clause, that time we implemented this particular query of running totals. So when we use order by inside the over clause, so rows are between unbounded preceding and current row basically. So that's what the logic behind in finding the running totals. So let us try to understand with the help of an example. So let's say select sale date, comma, amount, comma, sum of amount. Since we want the total, sum of amount over, and here we are going to use the over clause, order by sale date, okay, as running total, okay, from the table sales, running total should be one word, from sales, and where the salesperson, let us try to focus on one salesperson only, RO. Okay. So if I execute this particular query, what I'm going to get? So whenever I use this order by sale date, now when I use this order by sale date, so this will frame that particular, basically this will work as it will see only the rows with or rows between unbounded preceding and current row. So when I'm at the first row, it is going to see only the current row. Basically, before current row, there is no another row. So that's why the running total here it is 1000. When I'm at the second row, it will see the current row and the first row also. And it will total 1000 plus 1500 is 2500. When I'm at the third row, it will see all the rows till the first row. So it will now total 1000 plus 1500 plus 1200, that is 3700. So actually this is the working basically. And when I'm at the last row, it will again see all the rows from the first. So it will total this particular thing and the total is 6400. So this is by default if I write order by inside the over clause. This is the working and this is nothing but the running totals basically. So I hope you understood this particular thing. Now if I write something like this, I'm adding one more column here, sum amount over clause. But I am not mentioning here order by inside the over clause, empty over clause as group total is as group total. So in this case, what output I will get? If I run this particular query, so in this case, in the last column, I am going to get only the total, grand total or the group total. So this is the difference between using order by inside the over clause and not using order by inside the over clause. Now we'll try to understand how to calculate the moving average. So let's say I want to write a query, a 3-day moving average. I want a 3-day moving average that is current, that is today, and 2 days previous, like this. So I will take the current amount and 2 days previous amount, and I want the average basically. So if I write here select, let's say sale date, comma, the amount, comma, and here I need to calculate the average basically. So average of the amount over order by sale date, and I want 3-day moving average. So here I need to mention rows between two preceding, 2 days previous I need to go. So two preceding, and current row, that is today's amount and 2 days back amount. So this thing I need to mention here as moving average of 3 days, like this. From the table sales, where salesperson is equals to RO. Okay. So if I execute this particular query, current row, not rows. If I execute this particular query, let's see how it is working basically. So when I'm at the first row, my frame has only one value, that is 1000. So the average is 1000. When I'm at the second row, current row and the two preceding, that means my frame has two values, 1000 and 1500. And the average of 1000 and 1500 is 1250. When I'm at the third row now, so my frame has the current row and two preceding. That means three values, 1000, 1500 and 1200. The average of all these three is nothing but 1233.33. Now when I'm at the fourth row, rows between current row, between two preceding and current row. So this is the current row and two preceding means row number 2 and row number 3. So basically this time my frame has three values, 1500, 1200 and 1800. 1000 is not present because only three values can be there at one time. At one frame, there can be only three values because we have used rows between two preceding and current row. So current row and two preceding. So now here the average will be of 1500, 1200 and 1800. That is 1500. Similarly, when I'm at the fourth row, sorry, last row. So here the current row and two rows preceding. So in this case, 1500 will not be present, 1200, 1800 and 900. So the average will be 1300. So I hope you understood how this particular thing works. If we use rows between two preceding and current row, that will give me a 3-day average and it will calculate it frame by frame basically. Okay. Now let us try to understand about count, cumulative count. Okay. Let's say I need to count the rows. So counting rows basically. So if I write here select sale date, comma the amount, comma the count star over, and here I am writing order by sale date. Okay. Order by sale date as sales so far. So I need to count how many sales a particular salesperson has done. From table sales where the salesperson is equals to R. Okay. So here you can see RM has done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sales. So if I execute this particular command, I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So basically I'm going to get here how many sales it has done so far. So till this particular date, he has done one sale. Till this particular date, he has done two sales. Till this particular date, he has done 5 sales, like this. Okay. Now this is identical, basically writing row to row number basically. I hope you remember what is row number function do. If you haven't watched that video, do watch it. The link is in description. It is identical to writing like a row number. Row number also gives a unique row number, unique ID or number to each row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is identical to this particular function. But in this case, inside this count, we can also write some cases. Like I want to count only if the amount is greater than 1000 like this. So you can also mention here case. So let's say when amount is greater than 1, then 1 and like this. So if you want to mention some cases, so inside this particular count, you also can mention, but that you can't do in the row number. Basically, row number will give you unique numbers for each row. But if you want any cases, then you can use this particular count function and write the cases inside that. Okay. Now, what if we use partition by also? Partition by in running totals. Okay. So I need to now use partition by clause also in the over clause in the running totals. So if I copy this particular same query of running totals here, and here I need to make one change over. In here I need to mention the partition by also. So let's say partition by salesperson. Now we are going to see for each salesperson what is the running total basically. partition by salesperson and order by sale date. Okay. So here where salesperson is arrow will not come, only this much. Okay. So if I run this particular query, now here I will get the running total for each salesperson. Let us display the salesperson name also. Salesperson. Let us execute it now. So here I will get for Arav and for Dia. For both the salesperson, I will get their running total. Now if you can see here, now this particular window is one window and this particular window is another window. So now here we have two windows because there are two salesperson. So for this particular window, if I go to first row, here I have used order by sale date. So it will give me running total as 1000. When I will go to second row, it will add 1500 plus 1000 because it is rows between unbounded preceding and current row. Then again 1200 plus 1500 plus 1000, I will get 3700. So on. Now see here, when it comes to Dia, here it is not adding 900, 1800, 1200, 1500, 1000. It is not adding. It is only showing the 2000, that is a current row value. Because this is the another window. Since we have used partition by, there are two windows now created. One window of Arav salesperson and another window of Dia salesperson. So I hope you got it how we execute running total without using partition by and with using partition by. Okay. So the same pattern we can use for calculating the average also. Correct. So instead of here writing, so here partition by salesperson, order by sale date, and we need to calculate the average. So it's an average amount. And I need 3 days average amount. So here I can mention rows between two preceding and current row. Correct? And if I run this particular query now, so it will give me the moving average, basically 3 days average. So it will give me the 3 days average. So when I'm at this particular row, RO 1800, it will see the current row and the two preceding rows. So it will average 1500, 1200, 1800, that is 1500. Similarly, now here in Dia, here also it will not see the two preceding rows because this is a separate window. Here also it will work window on different windows. It will treat a differently. Correct? So that's it for the today's video. I hope you understood whatever things we have covered in this particular video. If you find this today's video interesting and helpful, do like, share and subscribe the channel for more such video. Thank you so much for watching. Keep learning.